Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Martins Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. I just walked past someone earlier today and I caught just a part of their conversation with a friend or colleague or husband or whoever. And the words out of this woman's mouth were, "That's what life is all about." And I'm so cynical, I thought, you're wrong. I didn't even know what she said or what she was referencing about life being all about, but I was just like, you're wrong. That's not what life's all about. We don't know what life's all about. Whatever it is you think life is all about, it's not that. Anyway, good morning. It's a Monday. It's the start of a week. I'm sure you're all delighted to be at work and starting off another week of work and doing that same old thing that we do every week all the time that starts on a Monday morning. Maybe with a few new changes here and there. Maybe you're becoming religious, Maybe you had a fulfilling religious experience over your weekend and now work is just ever so slightly better for the rest of the week. And that is because religion is making a comeback. Religion is coming back in a way that is substantial enough. Obviously, religion used to be huge. Everyone was religious. And then the agnosticism and atheism and everything started to embed itself into society. As our society evolved and grew, people started becoming more a-religious, like myself. Not that I mind people becoming religious. I don't feel like I'm losing members of my team. That's the thing about atheism or people who are a-religious. We don't feel like we're losing members of our team when people leave and go and become religious again. It doesn't bug us in the same way. It's such an odd, peculiar thing when you compare religious people and a-religious people. But I'm actually a big fan of people becoming religious again. I'm a real fan of this religious rise, and I know a few other people won't share my sentiments, but the reason I'm a big fan is that when people are becoming Christian again, when there's a huge move for people to become Christian, that means that they were not Christian before. Whether they were raised Christian, became non-Christian, and now they're Christian again, or whether they were never religious or Christian and now they're religious again. That often means that they find themselves in these new age born-again churches. New age born-again Christian churches. They're on the rise. They're coming up. And that's what's going on everywhere. And I'm not saying I'm a fan because I'm a fan of religion. I'm a fan of this phenomena because I love religious people getting involved in things. I love it. I love religious people's arguments to absolutely everything. I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I just love the way they argue. I love it. I love going on Facebook and seeing all these transgender things. I don't agree with it at all. That's what I'm saying. But I love to see it. I love seeing it so much. People attacking gays again, it's all coming down. And that's why I'm a big fan of this religious thing. It gives life a little spice, gives it a little zest, all the arguments going around because people are more entitled because of their beliefs. I love it. I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to it for the rest of 2024 and going forward. Especially when you look at Donald Trump and it's like his supporter, the Donald Trump's Christian supporter is the exact thing. And you're seeing it all over social media in South Africa. Where people are like, Trump's my guy. Like new age religious people, Trump's my guy, sharing posts where he's talking about how, look, we need a little help, we need a little help. And there's only one person to help us, the big man, Jesus Christ. That's the one that's going to help us. And that's one of Donald Trump's actual speeches. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. And people are sharing this like crazy. And I'm a big fan of that because I find it hilarious that this is their man. This is their guy. The guy who pays porn stars to not talk about the time that he paid them for sex. So he has to pay them to keep quiet after paying them to have sex with him. This is your guy, religious people. This is your guy. That's your man. And that's what I find hilarious. And that's why I'm a big fan of this all coming back. That's why I think I'm going to become a preacher. I want to become one of these new age preachers, have a big concert hall venue, stage lights, musicians, choir, fans, speakers, boom, put on a big show, like huge LED display behind me. That's what I'm going for. I think I could do it. I think I'm going to get into that. It's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a vibe. And what's not a vibe is staying in the neighborhood that you went to high school in. If you still live in so say you grew up in a neighborhood, like a general suburb or like a general, like smallish community, and you went to high school there and you still live there to this day. The worst part about that is seeing the face of your high school bully, egomaniac, the most awful person you went to school with, the person with the lowest EQ, did badly at school but bullied everyone, is an estate agent in your area now. He's an estate agent now because he lacked other skills and he got into real estate. Now, I'm not saying that people in real estate have no skills. I'm saying that people with no skills go into real estate. There's a difference. I think there's really skilled people who go into real estate, but people without skills, immediately real estate. I want to sell houses. Toxic bully, egomaniac who achieved nothing in high school except for your trauma. He is now a real estate agent, and now his face is plastered on all the lampposts in the neighborhood you are in, and it just says, I want to sell your house in big bold lettering, and you just want to swerve your car into that lamppost because you hate that guy. And now you see his face everywhere because he's one of those loud, chatty real estate agents in your area now. Either that or he sells secondhand cars. Those are the two things that the guy you hate from high school does today. End of story. Don't at me if it's different. Also, let me know if you want to sell your house. My favorite thing in the world right now is people on social media who think they're doing a terrific job at something, who think that they are fantastic. Let me share this video of me singing an 80s tune, and they're awful. And that is the blind, like the tone deaf in more ways than one, like completely tone deaf state of people on social media who think they're fantastic at something and are sincerely putting their content out there as if it's good, and it's awful, is my single favorite thing. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I can't get enough of it. There's a Brazilian guy, I think he's Brazilian, on social media who sings like a bunch of 80s songs so badly that it's good. It's so bad that it's good, that it is so good to watch, that like the cringe that fills within your soul watching these people perform is just a great little guilty pleasure of mine. And I don't know if I could go through a week anymore the way things are without that going on in my life. And it sort of reminds me of people who put their acting videos up on Instagram. It's like, here's my acting reel, where they do these like scene challenges, right? They're like acting class challenges, like emotion challenges, right? It's like, this is me angry. This is me really angry. You know, like those sorts of things. And sometimes you'll meet someone in person, you'll think, wow, how is this person single? And then they are like that in person. They are so emotionally up and down and all over the place and extreme that you're like, oh, this feels like an acting class. Like you even say to someone, you are overacting. And they're like, don't you mean overreacting? And it's like, no, overacting. This is a performance. This is theater. What you're giving us now is really bad theater. Like bad acting school, theater, improv class, like people who are doing improv thinking they can become actors, but there are two things, neither very good looking nor very talented. That is what you are. That is exactly what those people are, and it is extreme to see. It is chaotic to see in person, where you're like, oh my word, this feels like an acting class, and this is how this person is genuinely living their life. It is crazy. It's crazy out there, and it's happening more and more. And, just on that note is when you're talking about like finding a person, a lot of guys are putting down relationships to language and poetry and all of those things, but it's mathematics. It's mathematics. The reason you're not dating anyone right now is because you only want to date and marry the person that has good mathematics. And you want all of the mathematics to be counting. And all you want is a wife who can count very few things and can't count the others for obvious reasons, right? You should be able to count anniversaries. You should be able to count the days that you've had that are bad. You should count the number of times you've cried negatively. Those are the three things that your wife should be able to count. Maybe your kids can count the kids because you shouldn't have more than two, right? So that's easy to count: anniversaries, bad days, and children and stuff. If it's hard to count any of those things, it's not good. The things she shouldn't be able to count, because they should be at a level where it's too difficult to count them, is smiles, laughs, good meals, and orgasms. Anyway, I'm Marco Martins. Good luck with the rest of your week.